What it do? What's good in the hood? It's the football bandit. And in this particular segment, I'm gonna be talking about a compilation that I've done so far. And I'm basically calling it the PSL Top 11. It's simply a squad that's comprised of players in the BetWay Premiership who have made it into the team of the season. So, long story short, basically, PSL Top 11 is a compiled squad that defines the team of the season. Now, speaking of team of the season, we have witnessed that throughout the campaign of the BetWay Premiership in this recent past season of the 2025-2026, there were two teams from the same province in different cities that had contested for the league title, and that happened from start to finish. And with that being said, they had swapped positions, namely the first position and the second spot, both of which are avenues that lead to the qualification of the CAF Champions League in the following season. It's been the case before, and it's currently still the case. And I'm talking about the stipulations of qualifying into the Champions League. However, in third position, you have Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser Chiefs, by all accounts, have improved from the previous campaign preceding this recent past campaign of the BetWay Premiership. And if you're going to be talking about the numbers, I can simply say that they have improved threefold, or should I say they've improved three times from the season before this recent past one. And yeah, long story short, I'd like to dive into the matter at hand. Now, I'll have to start in the goalkeeping department, and the only one who stands out the most in between the posts is Sipo Chaine. Sipo Chaine, currently of Orlando Pirates FC, the champions of the BetWay Premiership within this recent past season that has just concluded. Sipo Chaine is commonly known as the second choice, or Bafana Bafana's number 2 goalkeeper within these current times and within our generation. And in the season that has just concluded, where Orlando Pirates have just become champions after 14 years of not having it, or since the last time they won it within the 14-year period, Sipo Chaine has racked up 30 appearances, has broken club record, possibly also a PSL record, by amassing 21 clean sheets. So this clearly means that by the current standards of the elite league of South African football, Sipo Chaine has become the standard bearer of goalkeeping within this recent past season. And then going into the backline department, commonly known as the defense, I'm gonna start with the center back pairing. And on the left side of this lineup, I'm gonna have to put Lebone Siema of Orlando Pirates FC. Lebone Siema has had an outstanding debut in the colors of the Sea Robbers, and he's close to entering his mid-age period. And yeah, further into that, he has racked up 28 appearances in the league, and in all those appearances he has managed to rack up 2 goals as a ball-playing centre back, technically gifted with the passing range and good enough on the art of set pieces, especially when it comes to defending set pieces. Not much has been seen of him attacking them, but his involvement is true to form. And next on the list, on the centre back pairing, is Keanu Cupido. Now, the former Cape Town City player, who is currently of Mamelodi Sundowns, has racked up 17 appearances in the league. Now, of course, according to that number alone, that's basically just more than half of the season that Keanu Cupido has managed to rack up within the course of this recent past campaign. And he's another technically gifted centre back, but with more grit, with more heart, and with more impetus in his defensive acumen and the abilities thereof. Now, moving along into the fullback slash wingback positions. On the left hand side, it's gonna be Dion Hotto, the Namibian international. Has been ever consistent in his role, very agile, even though he's well into his golden age. At the age of 35, as a left back, at some point in his career, and especially in his time at Orlando Pirates, he had seemed like he was adjusting to the role. But with that being said, the Namibian captain had racked up 24 appearances, and in all those accumulated or amassed appearances, he has managed to rack up 8 assists and a solitary goal, which then adds up to 9 goal contributions. So that make him a solid performer in the left back role within the course of the season. So he has managed to top it, so to speak. And then on the right hand side is the evergreen Khuliso Mudau of Mamelodi Sundowns. And he is commonly known to many fanatics across the country as the country's best right back in the entire continent. amongst the world's best who play for their national teams in the continent. And of course, that has been proven, tried, and tested in consecutive AFCON tournaments, more especially the one in Cote d'Ivoire and also this recent past AFCON tournament in Morocco. However, coming back to the matter of hand, especially in the BetWay Premiership subject matter, Kholiso Mudau, as alluded before, is an evergreen right back. He keeps on topping it up and cementing himself as the outmost complete right back in the Premiership. He has racked up 21 appearances, and he has also managed to get a solitary assist. That means for the most part within this campaign, he has been more defensive, only according to the numbers. But knowing Kholiso Mudau, he is not stuck in a box of being defensive. He also contributes on the offensive aspect of things on the field of play. And now going into the midfield department, where the industrial elements come alive and suffice to its utmost supreme. It's going to be a five-man midfield to be exact. And to kick things off with, the first name I'll draw out in the single pivot role of the defensive midfield post is none other than Teboho Mokoena. Teboho Mokoena is also an evergreen player, and on this lineup, as alluded before, he is a single pivot, and all the workload when it comes to being an interlink between defense and the midfield is likely to be him. It's likely to go through him. And going into his record, he has racked up 23 appearances with only 2 assists and 4 goals to his name. Clearly, that should cement his role according to these numerals alone. And going further into the midfield, on the left hand side of the central midfield is another evergreen player, also from Mamelodi Sundowns, and he goes by the name of Marcelo Allende Bravo. The Chilean-born midfielder has just racked up 29 appearances with 2 assists to his name, and he has got 5 goals. Now, Marcelo Allende Bravo, he is commonly known for his passing acumen and his distribution technique and the acumen thereof, which is why, especially within this recent past campaign, the Chilean-born midfielder has had the highest amount and the percentage thereof in terms of pass completions. And he's also a mobile central midfielder. And the caveat on top of this is that he is not normally classified as a box-to-box midfielder. In fact, he's normally deployed in the midfield zone to be more industrious in counter-pressing and ball interceptions, and of course his passing acumen. Now, next to Marcelo Allende, on the right hand side of the central midfield position, the name I'm going to throw in is Lebogang Maboe of Kaizer Chiefs. Now, the former Mamelodi Sundowns player has had a great season to talk about. Normally, Lebogang Maboe is the type of player that you would find in the front line. But having just entered into the golden age, especially in his playing career, Lebogang Maboe has found himself being deployed in the midfield area, but as part of a double pivot system. And in this very lineup, him being placed in the central midfield, he's gonna be deployed for the similar reasons, if not the same reasons, as Marcelo Allende is being deployed on. And it's for the sake of his passing acumen and his industrious work ethic. And in terms of his numerical record for this recent past season, Lebogang Maboe has only managed 19 appearances for Kaizer Chiefs within this recent past, or should I say recently concluded campaign. Now, looking at his number of 19 appearances, that's just more than half of the season that he has managed to play, especially in the colors of Kaizer Chiefs. And to add to that as a caveat, Lebogang Maboe can also be deployed in the offensive playmaker position, especially if one were to flip the formation into a 4-2-3-1, something I'm likely to explain in a bit. However, back in the matter at hand, the next name on the list, and this time going into the wide channels. So the name on the list, playing on the left wing side of the midfield, is none other than Relebohile Mofokeng. Now, the Orlando Pirates player has had a stellar campaign in this recently concluded season, and his numbers read as follows: with 20 appearances that he has amassed, he has managed to rack up 8 assists and 10 goals. So that means on that side of the flank, he tops as the best of the rest in this recently concluded BetWay Premiership. And also to top that, he goes into this lineup as a league champion. And of course, not only that, there's the MTN8 and the Carling knockout that that he's got medals for. And on the right hand side of the wing channel is Oswin Apollos. Now, the Orlando Pirates player is another Bafana Bafana international who has done a sterling job. To top that off, he has done this incredible work on his debut season, and he's also a champion of the league, champion of the top half tournament, and also champion of the League Cup. And in his 30 appearances, he has managed to rack up 6 assists and 9 goals. Now, going into the frontline department, gonna be talking about a surprise act. Yep. And the surprise act goes by the name of Sede Junior Dion, the Cote d'Ivoire born player who was chosen to represent a nation called Chad in Africa. And according to his records, he has yet to don the colors of his national team, his adopted national team, to say the least. Currently plays for Golden Arrows, which is coached by the former coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, Manqoba Mngqithi. Now, talking about Sede Junior, with 27 appearances to his name, with 1 assist and 14 goals, according to the standard of the BetWay Premiership, in terms of attaining the Golden Boot, as average as those numbers might be, you're talking about a very good season for the Chadian striker. Yeah, that's just about it for the starting 11. Now that the lineup has been established, suffice to say on my part that I neglected to mention that this particular 11 is going to be deployed in the blueprint of the 4-1-4-1 formation. And yeah, the reason for this particular blueprint and the style of play thereof is that with a back four, a single pivot that sits in between the back four and the midfield four, as well as a striker that sits in front of the midfield four. My simple reason would be that it brings out that element of balance all round, especially within and throughout matches. And in my view, from my own perspective, looking at this lineup, the personnel can fit into this system. Of course, the system can also be turned into a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, a 4-2-3-1 having a double pivot. Personally, it would be obvious to see a double pivot personnel of Marcelo Allende Bravo on the left hand side, as well as Teboho Mokoena on the right hand side. They're commonly known as the usual suspects in that position, or should I say in that double pivot system, more especially for Sundowns. And talking about the high press situation, that's normally an offensive, it's normally like an offensive mode transition system where two center backs, in this case like Lebone Siama and Keanu Cupido, would be the only two center backs remaining, with Dion Hoto and Kuriso Mudau as the fullbacks or the wing backs that push beyond the single pivot in Teboho Mokoena. And now this time I'm talking about the 4-1-4-1, which is the chosen formation in this case. And of course, with a 5-man offense in opposition team's 18-yard area or the box area. That would be the situation. And speaking on the mid-press situation, I would like to see the fullbacks or the wingbacks sitting alongside Teboho Mokoena and make it a triple pivot in the midfield area. This way the fullbacks are more than likely to assist in the industrious element of midfield battles, namely marking, ball interception, and the technical element of ball control. Knowing that in the mid-press zone of their own territory, it would still be the center-back pairing doing the shadow covering and collecting the ball, recycling with their build-up schemes. And that's pretty much my reason in opting for a 4-1-4-1 blueprint. Now, what is a starting 11 without a pool of substitute players? Otherwise, there wouldn't be such a thing as an assembled squad. Now, with that being said, I'd like to kick the ball rolling by mentioning the first name on the substitute bench, and he goes by the name of Brandon Peterson. Now, the Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, by the standards of the recent past season, he has had a ball. He has had a very good season, if not a stellar one at best. And with 24 appearances and 15 clean sheets, of course, according to these numbers, that makes him the third best goalkeeper within this recent past campaign of the BetWay Premiership. Of course, falling behind Ronwen Williams, who is Bafana Bafana's number one. But of course, on the topic of Brandon Peterson, this recent past season, he had established himself as the number one goalkeeper which clearly means that he was ever dependable, ever reliable throughout the course of his accumulated appearances. And of course, with the amassed clean sheets totaling up to 15, and this has helped Kaizer Chiefs greatly on the massive improvement on the league table positioning, ending off their campaign at third. Next on the list is Nkosinathi Sibisi. Now, the Orlando Pirates captain is known to be a bit diminutive in his height, but his physical frame does speak of an Orlando Pirates captain with the agility and the aggressive grit for defensive actions. And surprisingly, he's quite good at aerial duels, especially when it comes to defending set pieces. And the Orlando Pirates captain in Nkosinathi Sibisi has managed to rack up 23 appearances for the club, and he's managed to lift not only the league title but also the MTN 8 as well as the Carling Knockout. And the following name on the list is Aubrey Mudiba, the Mamelodi Sundowns left back and Bafana Bafana international. Has racked up 27 appearances, and in all those matches he has racked up only 3 assists. Now the numbers say that he has been more defensive than offensive. However, aside from the numbers, he has been contributing a bit more on the offense, and has been quite a contributor in the heart of the midfield in terms of aiding in the industrious habits of technical abilities as well as ball interceptions. He's normally the type of left back who prefers to invert, whether into the midfield zone or into the opposition's territory, and contribute in the offensive actions. And the next name on the list is Kamohelo Sibilibili. Now, the Orlando Pirates right back has basically had it made on his debut campaign for Orlando Pirates, and in so saying, he's racked up 24 appearances with an assist and 4 goals to his name. Now, he has recently become a Bafana Bafana international purely on this accord. He's normally the type of right back who would also find himself up front. And speaking of those numbers, an assist and 4 goals, it means, not only is he good on defensive actions, but he is quite a troublesome figure if left alone to his own devices in opposition teams' 18 area. The next name on the list is Isaac Cisse, the Ivorian-born midfielder. Not only can he play in the defensive midfield position, but he can also be a central midfielder whose technical abilities and qualities, overall qualities, sort of mirror that of either a Lebohang Maboe or a Marcelo Allende. And the Golden Arrows midfielder in this recent past campaign, which by the way happens to be his debut campaign for someone who's entering his 20s. He has racked up 21 appearances and has scored 4 goals in the process. And the next name on the list is Jayden Adams, the Mamelodi Sundowns midfielder who is in the prime age of his mid-20s, has currently racked up 23 appearances with a solitary goal. And he's one midfielder who is more technical just as much as he is industrious in the midfield zone. Next on the list is Tashreeq Matthews. The Mamelodi Sundowns winger has oftentimes featured on the lineup as a left winger, and in so saying, he is the only one in this fantasy lineup of the PSL top 11 who has completed all 30 matches in the league, and in all those matches he has racked up 4 assists and 8 goals. Now we're talking about a 12 goal contribution within this recently concluded BetWay Premiership campaign, and that has made him a reliable wide-sided midfielder who oftentimes is a frontliner, but on that channel. The next name on the list is Nuno Santos, the Portuguese-born midfielder who currently plays for Mamelodi Sundowns. Has had a good introduction into his debut campaign in the BetWay Premiership, and with 18 appearances, which again is just over half of the total appearances, Nuno Santos, in all those accumulated appearances in the league, has managed to attain 5 assists and 2 goals. Now, the last name on the list, but not least for sure, is Ikram Reyners of Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, the Bafana Bafana striker has racked up 26 appearances, 3 assists, and 12 goals, which puts him as second best in this recently concluded BetWay Premiership campaign, as a runner-up for the Golden Boot to Sede Junior Dion, who of course has 14 goals. And Ikram Reyners is more of a mobile striker and a finisher in one role at the front line. So, and of course, based on these numbers, putting him on the bench would mean that should anything happen to Sede Junior Dion in terms of his well-being within matches, then Ikram Reyners would be that guy who would step in the shoes of a Sede Junior Dion, for as much as they were in competition for that very same Golden Boot within the course of the past season. And as I wrap up this subject matter of the team of the season fantasy lineup called the PSL Top 11, it would be unfair of me to not mention any key players from both sectors, namely the starting 11 as well as the substitution bench. And simple reasons being that, for one, a team without a goalkeeper is basically a team that shows up to lose and lose every single time. And with that being said, Sipo Chain stands out the very most. I mean, 21 clean sheets in 30 matches, and I must add to the fact that Tashreeq Matthews is not the only one in this team with a 30 out of 30. That's a mishap on my part, but yeah, well, that's just me. All matches played in the league, and 21 clean sheets in the recent past season. And I were to kid myself to not put Sipo Chaine as a key player, I would definitely be bugging myself. And would have loved to put the center backs as the key players as well. However, that would go to the wing back sector, and that's only for one premise and one premise only, and that's the art and habit to assist on the offensive mode from the backline wing channels, which is why a left back like Dion Hotto, who definitely is a Namibian international and captain, would suffice as a key player on that aspect. And normally what happens on the right happens also on the left. It's not just a mathematics thing, it's also a football thing, which is why a right back, much like Kuriso Mudau of Mamelodi Sundowns, is what I call an evergreen right back. And that's why he's commonly known as the best right back in the country and the utmost contender for the best right back on the continent. Now, in a formation much like the 4-1-4-1, now there has to be that one between the four backliners as well as a four-man midfield. That has to be an interlink within the plays in terms of ball retention or ball recycling activities, and Deboho Mokoena is that one player who can be that constant interlink between defense and the midfield four that's more than likely to play on the offense mode when required. And seeing him more as a single pivot, it's a testament to the fact that he's able to shoulder that level of responsibility. He does master the basics at the elite level of South African football, especially in the league scenery on that aspect. And that's what makes him a standout player. Not only that, a key player on this lineup. And what's a key player like a Teboho Mokoena without that level of assistance? Because as much as Teboho Mokoena can shoulder that level of responsibility of being an interlink, I believe that from time to time he would need that level of assistance that would transfer his workload onto the offense. And such a player is Marcelo Allende Bravo, his teammate, and from what I've seen so far, his partner in crime on the double pivot system, normally in Mamelodi Sundowns colors, especially at within this recent past BetWay Premiership campaign. Hence the double system. Well, sorry, the double pivot system. And as much as Marcelo Allende Bravo is very good with his passing acumen, ball retention, ball control, game time, tempo management, he's by far in his level of excellence on those elements, in those qualities alone. That level of workload, as industrious and taxing as that workload is, that it has to be transferred normally to the wide channels. And that's where you would find the offensive telepathy of the wide midfielders, and how they normally play such a key role, and normally why you would normally find them in the national team setup of Bafana Bafana, which is where the likes of Relebohile Mofokeng and Oswin Apollos tend to suffice and strut their excellence in those elements. And that's what makes them standout players, if not key players, on that aspect, especially on a playing blueprint like the 4-1-4-1 formation. And now, having mentioned the key players on the starting 11, just to run those names down: goalkeeper Sipo Chain, left back Dion Hoto, right back Kudiso Mudau, defensive midfielder Teboho Mokoena, left central midfielder Marcelo Allende Bravo, left wing midfielder Relebohile Mofokeng, and right wing midfielder Oswin Apollos. Now I'm going to have to go into the substitute bench for the standout impact players. And the first one to suffice as an impact player, it's gonna have to be Isaac Cisse, the Ivorian-born midfielder from Golden Arrows. Now, he's the type of player that should anything happen to Teboho Mokoena, he is likely to suffice from the bench and take his place be a rising potential as a single pivot. He definitely has the technical qualities, not only of ball retention, but also strutting his prowess in the element of providing forward passes to the wide channels and also through the spinal section of opposition teams. And the next name on the list is Jayden Adams. Now, the Mamelodi Sundowns midfielder, who currently is in his mid-20s, he still has the necessary amount of energy within his work ethic to be a semi-box to box midfielder, pretty much. And should anything happen to either Marcelo Allende Bravo or Lebohang Maboe, he would be the one to suffice from the bench and take either of their spots. He's good on the left side, and he has shown most of his goods on the right hand side of the central midfield. Now, another standout player that I believe is likely to suffice from the bench is Tashreeq Matthews, the Mamelodi Sundowns left winger. Is definitely likely to replace a Relebohile Mofokeng. Of course, should anything happen to him, he's likely to take his place. So this is basically more of a like for like type of substitution modus operandi. And next one on the list as an impact player, a standout impact player, it's Nuno Santos, the Portuguese-born Mamelodi Sundowns utility frontliner and midfielder. To add to that, yeah, he plays more like a technical central midfielder who's likely to replace a Lebohang Mabue or a Marcelo Allende Bravo. But for the most part, he's more offensive than industrious. So with that being said, he's definitely likely to replace Oswin Apollos and take on the baton from there on. His passing acumen, as good as it is, well, good is even an understatement according to the standards of this elite league, especially of the BetWay Premiership. He's proven it time and time and again within the league in the course of his 18 appearances. I mean, 5 assists, and almost none of those assists were balls on the ground, but they were airborne assists. And with 2 goals to his name, that means he's not the type of winger who rushes his shots. In fact, it's got finesse. That's all I can say about that. So, Nuno Santos, standout impact player, likely to substitute Oswin Apollos. And last but not least, Ikram Reyners. It's definitely a like-for-like sub for Sede Junior Dion. I mean, second top goal scorer or a runner-up to the Golden Boot, if I can put it that way. Ikram Reyners has alluded that he's more of a mobile striker with a finishing touch. And yeah, that's it for the team of the season in the form of a fantasy lineup. This the Football Bandit, and I'm finna check y'all.